Sector operator in the United States, operated by the top 10 largest financial institutions. They rolled out their real-time payments network. It's called RTP. So this is a competitor to check, ACH, cards, and that started in 2017. But a lot of smaller regional financial institutions are not members of the clearinghouse. They're members of a Federal Reserve Bank, and they were waiting for a relationship with instant payments with the Fed. And so FedNow was launched a year and a half ago. And so currently,
this beautiful building, we also bring in philanthropic dollars and put them out to our community partners. And recently, in the last couple of years, the idea of this building is to bring the partners in to collaborate. And through that, we fund projects that actually move the needle. In the next 30 days, we'll be rolling out a pretty cool data dashboard to measure our impact across the 5 counties and put some proofs of the pudding of what we're saying we're doing here. So it's exciting. I'm excited to have you here, and thanks for letting us take part.
Well, thanks for being the sponsor.
Being a good BFF.
I would love to introduce Jessica Washington. Jessica is the Assistant Vice President, Retail Payment Risk Forum Research Analyst, a payment risk expert with the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta's Retail Payments Risk Forum. She is a recognized thought leader, collaborating with financial institutions, fintech, regulators, law enforcement, the legal community, and others in the Federal Reserve System. She regularly convenes and speaks to payment industry stakeholders to promote the mitigation of risks in paper, plastic, and digital payments. When she identifies risks, she looks for ways to fill system gaps and share her ideas. Washington recently served as a deputy chair of the Diversity Advisory Council of the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, advisor to Nacho's Payment Risk Accreditation Oversight Panel, board member of the Payments Institute Board of Regents, advisor to ePay's Resources Conferencing Planning Committee, member of FinTech Atlanta, a member of FSISAC's Payment Risk and Fraud Group. That's a lot going on. You're a busy lady.
and I think that might be a little bit dated because I'm also on the Alumni Association Board of Directors at Florida State University.
Oh, there we go.
I wanted to point that out.
That's awesome. I'd also love to introduce Dr. Amir Neto. He is the director of the Regional Economic Research Institute and an associate professor of economics in the Lefkert College of Business at Florida Gulf Coast University. Originally from Brazil, he received his PhD in economics from West Virginia University. Dr. Neto is a regional economist focusing on questions regarding local labor markets, economic impact, and urban amenities. He is the author of over 30 peer-reviewed articles and currently serves as co-editor of the Journal of Regional Analysis and Policy. You two have a lot going on. Are you the person that sends me the questionnaire every quarter that I'm asked to complete?
I am, yes. And if you are too, please respond to the questions.
Great. So maybe before we get into the standard questions, I don't know.
Economy, right? We are not in a recession in any way, shape, or form right now. That leads to more transactions, and then I think the financial system become really in play with everything.
Excellent. Well, thank you, David, and it's great to be here with you guys today. I'm not an economist, so I'm going to rely on Amir quite a bit, but I'm happy to be here again. Last time was June 2020, or actually 2022, and the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta is representative of the 6th District. There's 12 private banks within the Federal Reserve System that spread across the United States. And the 6th District represents Florida, Georgia, Alabama, part of Mississippi, parts of Louisiana, and part of Tennessee. So we have branches in Nashville, Jacksonville, Atlanta, Birmingham, New Orleans, and Miami. And I believe this territory is the Miami area, so creating the National Archive so we know where trends are going. We also do consumer payments behavior and choice, surveys and diaries. And that really gives us an understanding of how adoption of new technologies and or non-adoption is going, how mobile payments, so we have some data to look at. But we also do a good bit of anecdotal, qualitative research, getting out in the industry, talking to payment executives and practitioners, financial institutions, and learning, what they're dealing with, the impacts of regulation, which I think we're going to cover. But that just kind of gives a little intro to where I sit.
Excellent, excellent. And the economy here in Southwest Florida.
That's a great question. And so I think it's two-sided, right? So if we start thinking about tariffs firsthand, it's, how's the joke? I always get the saying in English wrong, but
Say it in Spanish, somebody might.
like the hell is leaves with the good intention, some stuff like that, right? That's the idea of tariffs, right? People are doing that with good intention, like, hey, let's try to boost local and national economy, but that's not really what happened. I think there's plenty of research in economics showing that tariff is actually another tax that is going to be passed down to the consumers. So as we start talking about tariffs, that will create it's creating uncertainty in the markets, and uncertainty is never good, neither for consumers nor businesses. And we expect more uncertainty, which will play a role on the Fed's decision in terms of how often and by how much interest rates are going to be cut. And then when we talk about immigration, every time we're talking about immigration, I think we should be framing that as a labor market story.
Or a friend or somebody you know is looking for something, and it could be Celebrate Recovery, it could be anything. We can get their information out to the community so people will feel safer going back to church. Is not that it's not safe, but they just stop going. We want to get people back into church. We're also bringing somebody in each month that's going to tell a great story of how they lost their faith or they never had faith and how it changed their life. So my goal is when you walk in the room, you're going to learn about different things like this. That's why I like to bring Jessica in every once in a while to see what the changes are and how we can do better with our money, with our businesses, everything. It all goes around together, and it makes a difference. If one thing goes down, it all goes down. So thank you. I always tell people, whoops, I hurt my ankle yesterday, so I'm a little bit off. But I'm vain enough to keep wearing heels.
Thank you.